Welcome back, everybody. We're back for the week 2 recap of SDL Season 2. I'm joined this week with my boy Alpha. Alpha, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, we're gonna go through same setup as every week. We're gonna go through. We're gonna check out how all the divisions are looking in terms of the all the records, and we're gonna look at some kill leaders, and then we're gonna get in and watch some matches. And we had a lot of transactions that we're gonna go ahead and go over towards the end. Alpha, you ready to get this going?
Heck yeah, I am.
Alrighty. So first off, we're going to go up with the standings. We had some teams move around a little bit, and otherwise we have a bunch of teams here at that 2-2 record. Seems like week 1 went well for them. Week 2, they kind of dipped a little bit. You got any comments on any team or anything that surprises you as it
We
stands
were
right
the
now?
opposite. I think Gecko and JJ and GDP and Steering both won week 1 and then lost week 2, but Mark and I lost week 1 and won week 2.
That is correct. Me and Meow actually went 2-0 against them, and I think who did they play? They played Gamers United. Uh,
Yeah.
JJ and Gecko, and we do have two teams 4-0, and we got three teams 3-0. Wait, oh, what am I saying? Two teams 4-0, three teams 0-4. Um, I do want to point out real quick that I am quite surprised with the Void Radiances standing right now. Them being 0-4 is kind of really surprising. I really did not think that they would be sitting there.
I think they're just getting themselves warmed up. I think Serathim's got a really cool dark team with the darkness. Um, and Abyssal's got some really sick mons too, like Mega Flygon. Um, I think, like I said, I think they're just warming up. I think they'll come back from this.
Yeah, I will say, I think of all the three teams, that the reason I say it's surprising to me is because I think out of the three teams that are 0-4, I definitely think Void Radiance has the best chances to make up some ground and definitely start jumping up. I just feel like they need to really settle in, kind of. I don't know if it's a lack of prep. I don't know if it's just them not being comfortable with what they have, them trying to figure out their playstyle, whatever it is. I just feel like they need to find that, and as soon as they find that, I feel like they have a chance to beat any team here in the league. I just feel like there's
I
something
agree.
that stunts in them right now. Which as soon as they shake that
Well,
off,
and Serathim's an Insurgents champion, so
oh yeah, he was for our team for our team. What would you call it? The team league?
yeah, I think it counts.
The team league. I'm just trying to think of the way to format, but yeah, he definitely was our insurgents guy that ended up coming in, taking over, and definitely winning. So I do have high hopes for him. So he definitely.
I also think that sorry, I was gonna
No, go
whoopsies.
for it.
I accidentally moved on.
Go for it.
Um, I think I think that Matt and Average will come back too. I think I like Matt's got some really cool mons like Delta Metagross Spider is a really great lead. I have Goldango and Tapu Lele, so I think that's a a, a good core too. I like the Mega Delta Gallade pick. Um, plus the Halucha with the Psychic Terrain is really cool, so I think they'll come back. I really think I really think Average has some cool mons on here, and once like he locks in how to use some of them, the Mega Reuniclus setting up Trick Room when it comes in is just crazy. If you could pair that with something like Teleport or even a raw Baton Pass, get like that Escavalier or Ursaluna Blood Moon in, and it's over.
Yeah, I definitely do think I do think they have some of the most interesting teams. It just seems like I don't know if it's been easy to prep for, or they just haven't been playing to where they can. But I do definitely know they definitely can pick off some wins here. I just feel like
Well, they played Gamers United, which is, we might as well just rename them to Mega Milotic. And then
thanks.
J- week 2 they faced oh well Wyatt and Miz. So I think they've had some really hard opponents. like a really tough early schedule. Matt took a win this week, so maybe they'll start. This is where they start to bring it back.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Alrighty, and then we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and move on to some of these, some of the kill leaderboards. I gotta say, once again, I did it for week 1. I gotta do it for the week 2. Shout out my boy Haxorus, dog. I really have not expected it to perform this well, but the thing sitting at freaking 9-1, it's just been an absolute fucking menace. Now that I'm done with that, sorry, go ahead.
I didn't realize it got scale shot, which is just like why it's probably so busted. You get it's like getting a free dragon dance. If you set up a swords dance and then click scale shot, you're just kind of like, and I'll talk about it when we go over replays, but like you're kind of just like killing things that you shouldn't really be, that should be living.
Yep, I mean it's the biggest thing with Haxorus is the speed stat, and just being able to increase that speed just by 1. I mean it's base, I think 147 attack. I mean it's big enough to where necessarily you don't need the swords dance. You just sit there and punch holes through anything.
Yeah. The Mega Milotics both sitting at 2 because they kind of are just like unkillable. My boy Hoopa Unbound sitting at number 5.
Yeah, I will definitely say the fact that
and Mark's Excadrill.
Yeah, the fact that both both divs have Mega Milotic up there and Hoopa Unbound not that far behind is definitely pretty interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Hoopa. I mean I know the darkness is a big thing, and you don't have darkness on your team though.
I do, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have a Spiritomb regular.
Oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, both darkness teams with Hoopa Unbound. I didn't think about that. You know, when you think of darkness, you think of Darkrai, and the fact that Darkrai has not been performing the way we really thought. I mean, 3-1 on steering side is not bad, but the fact that we don't even see it for the Delta division.
I think it's really interesting how similar the kill leaders are. So like, you know, you have your kind of like standouts at number 1, and then your Mega Milotic at 2. Both the Hoopa Unbounds are top 5. The Delta Regirock is interesting too. Lots of ground types I'm noticing: Excadrill, Stunfisk, Great Tusk, Garchomp. So apparently ground's really good. Delta Regirock.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely does seem like these are the. I should say this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of these mons kind of sticking towards the top with the way each team is kind of playing them out.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's gonna be some mons that are gonna be jumping in here, but I definitely think you're gonna have quite a few mons that are gonna be a staple.
Right.
Alrighty, got anything else to point, or shall we move on to some of the awards?
I think I'm good.
Alright, let's take a look. Alrighty. Oh, hot diggity dog. Alrighty, now we got some of our awards for the week. I'm going to go ahead and go by division as we always do. So we have, for the Meg division, top dog of the week is going to be Tytheguy Spectre. If you saw the kill leaderboards, you would see how it drastically jumped up, which we will see in the replay what happened there. Unlikely hero is going to be Maldoria's Delta Shuckle, which again we will see that match in the replays. But basically, being able to knock out the very threatening mons really helped secure the win for Meowdoria this week. Fluffy Dog goes to our very own Alpha's Delta Gudra, being able to absolutely tank a 4 times effective move and just sit there like it was damn nothing. Was just like dropped my jaw dropped so hard. I was like, what the hell? I never knew that was possible. And then we have the tiny dog for the week. All bark no bite is going to be Steering's Delta Meloetta, which you will see was kind of ruined by Delta Shuckle, which we will definitely get into. Right. And then go ahead and go over your co-host for the Mega Division.
Yeah, my favorite was Misery's Farigiraf. It was a really cool Sap Sipper Nasty Plot set, so you were immune to Spore from Amoonguss, and then you doubled your special attack really quickly, and were somehow slower in Trick Room than the Reuniclus, so it was just a really good set, really good prep.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely did cook there. And then we have for the Delta Division, we got the top dog, which is my Delta Hackers. Once again, I promise you it is not biased. We were watching that replay as well. I really have been trying to find a mon to knock it down, but it was either
Thrown it.
it was either Delta Haxorus or giving it to a freaking mellow mega melodic that would not die. So I felt like I had to.
Shout out to Mark's Excadrill that killed like 5 mons with Earthquake.
Yes, Mark's Exadrill and Serathim's Hoop Unbound performed pretty well too. Then we have the underdog of the week, which is Prince's Delta Blaziken, which was able to, which we're going to be watching that match. That was probably the match of the week, or potentially a match of the week. But he definitely played it really well, and it really helped change the tide for him end game to be able to secure a victory.
Yeah, I didn't know it got Esper Wing.
Yeah, priority Esper Wing is pretty strong.
Pretty crazy.
And then we got the Fluffy Dog of the week, which is Mark's defensive Slowking. Unfortunately, we've gone through and had both defensive mons of the week being bulky ass Regenerator Watermons. Yay.
Mine's not Regenerator, but yes, still bulky.
Fair.
Water Absorb.
Yeah. Alright, Tiny Dog of the week is going to be Serathim's Darkrai, which, once again, we had a huge mon that was just thrown away, specifically early in the game. I don't know what the heck that was, but Darkrai is always threatening in darkness, and the fact that it was just swapped in and died immediately.
Nuked.
What was it, turn 2, turn 3 was just like, oh, well, there that goes. And then go ahead and go over the code dog for the Delta Div.
Yeah, so I also really just like the cook on the Delta Chandelure from Wyatt. I think the Flame Charge, even though you're not a physical attacker, plus Fairy Aura just boosting your Moonblast. I don't know what the item was, but it was just another really helpful back end cleaner.
All right. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly with you. All right, now we're gonna just look. We'll be keeping updates on all of the awards going through the season. So if you want to take a look right now.
Oh, I see what you mean by Regenerator.
Yeah. It's so funny because both of them used them at the same mon. They were out every 2 to 3 turns. You saw either an Automomola week 1 or friggin' Slowking week 2.
Yeah.
They were being pivoted so friggin' much. It's those are those types of mons that you have to have something for. Otherwise, it will just sit there forever, and they just don't die.
We might as well just call them Mega Milotic in training.
Absolutely, for real. Thank God. I mean, no, I guess Almola gets Wish. I was gonna say Mega Milotic has recover, but these guys have Wish and just Regenerator, and it's just they're definitely annoying. Once again, shout out to my Haxorus for being the only MVP over here. What's up? Alrighty, now we're gonna go ahead. Let's go through and watch some replays and see what happened. Alrighty, we're gonna start off by jumping into the game. We're gonna jump in Ty versus Abyssal here. This has our MVP of the week being Spectre, so let's go ahead and see what it did in order to gain that MVP. Wait, I have to see real quick. What typing is this? Oh.
That's Rock Dragon, yeah.
What the heck? That's an interesting shiny for it. Okay, I'm sorry.
Plus, it gets the option for a sand mode, which is really cool with Sandstream.
Yeah, which he decided not to go for this week, so that's either Solid Rock or Battle Armor.
Huh. Probably.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had to pause. I was like, I knew what the Delta Avalog looks like, but I'm just like, I never saw it shiny.
Right, it's cool.
Alrighty. Damn, that was a lot.
Yeah, going down to the Earth Power was kind of...
Oh, here comes a stall Venusaur.
Another regenerator mon.
Oh, good positioning in order to get.
Yeah, this is a good switch.
Holy damn the bulk, son.
This is really good
Okay.
positioning from. I
Um,
think this is Abyssal, right?
yeah, Abyssal's positioning has been crazy this beginning, but I am sorry, a crit
It's a
from.
rock type move though. On a grass type. I think that's why it was so. I think that's why it didn't do a lot.
No, but there's no way.
120 base power, I guess.
I thought Ancient Roar was a dragon type move. But
What is
regardless, it wasn't not super effective. It was neutral, and it was a crit, and it didn't even do 30%.
You might be right. I think Ancient Roar might be a dragon move. Let's look it up. I'm looking it up really
I
quick.
mean, still, regardless, less than 30% with a crit. That is wild.
No, literally. Oh, and Mega Flygon gets Amplifier. So that boosts the. No, it is a rock type move. But it boosts the power of Ancient Roar.
That Roarus had to have been a Soul Fest. It
I think
has to have
using.
been.
Yeah, for sure. I think using the ground typing on Flygon is smart because a lot of people don't like. They consider their Mega as the type it is when it Megas. So, like, using the type change to your advantage was really big.
Yeah, that was real.
And getting the bug type stab on U-turn is big too.
Yeah, I've really liked the positioning of Abyssal here.
Oh, we hit those?
Hang on, I am sorry, I missed this. Is that a Focus Blast Haxorus?
I'm shocked that Abyssal ran Focus Blast. I didn't think he liked inaccurate moves like that.
I
But
mean,
we hit
I
those.
understand not wanting to run like Earthquake or anything because of his his Levitate Mon and his Flying Mon, and obviously he has one that resists. But still, you over here, I didn't even know it. That's wild. I would never think of running Focus Blast on my Haxors. That is wild. I love that.
Watch out, Delta Division. Bdog's bringing Focus Blast Delta Haxorus next week.
For real, you all better watch it.
Now that flinch was kind of huge. Like, that was kind of a game. Like, he would have probably either got really good damage off there or healed and would have been in a way better position. So I think that Dark Pulse flinch kind of is the start of the snowball that.
That 1 HP live is also.
Yeah, that's also crazy.
And
Like, and from here, it's just. There's no. Yeah. The flinch was really game changing, I think. I think if he didn't get the flinch on the Delta Venu, there was still a chance that Abyssal could take this. With Ancient Roar on the Flygon for the Rotom can't really do anything. And what's the last mon? Delta Electivire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he probably had it if
Yeah.
he didn't get flinched on the Venu.
Yeah, it definitely would have been interesting. I definitely would have liked it. I mean, between the flinch and then also the fact that the 1 HP live.
Yeah, that was another big, like, not dying on the.
Yeah, so it was definitely interesting, and the fact that it was that. I mean, I think 4 was definitely not reflecting on how close that was. I mean, you have you have a roll and that flinch, and then also, I mean, I will say you got to give it to Ty. Him looking at his team, going, yeah, he has nothing that's really gonna outspeed me, and then Spectrier can just sit here and I guarantee you this probably just specs. He can sit there. And just specs.
Probably doesn't. He doesn't have any priority either. When I prep for mons like Spectrier or like something that's really fast like that, I always priority move so that even if it like lives on 1 HP, right? Like I always have a way to revenge it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And there also could have been probably a play where he could have moved around and got his Hacktorus to live and be able to come in with Bullet Punch, but yeah, that definitely was. I will say, definitely, obviously closer than it really looks.
Yeah,
but
definitely closer than it looks.
There's a reason Spectre picking up that. Not only did it pick up that flinch, but it also picked up a 1 HP lift in order to 4-0. I mean, easy MVP. And then this is going to be possibly one of the one of those contention for game of the week.
So here in this case, I know for a fact Steering doesn't have Absolution on his Darkrai and also doesn't have Rockhead on his Delta Metagross. In the end, it mattered. I think Meowdoria played well enough that it wouldn't have mattered anyways, which is like all the better.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get in and talk about it because I did go through, and obviously my teammate, so I can give some insider as we move forward, but we can definitely take a look as we go. Here comes here comes the
Iron Barb's Rocky Helmet.
Yep, the little guy of the week, Shuckle coming into this team was just huge, being able to tank everything and just, I mean,
is it a steel type? Steel
fighting.
Fighting? That's a good typing too. Getting the spikes up was huge.
It was. And then all of that taking a full switch from that damn thing.
Yeah, with the ability activated. So the Pheasantipity is specs now?
Indeed. Shuckle says, "Yep, I see freaking Meloetta on the field. Let me come on out."
Right, let me just... And that Meloetta is hard to deal with sometimes.
Yep. So Shuckle goes down, but I mean, being able to 1v1 against the best, and then so this is kind of what I explained with the awards. His Delta Shuckle was able to not only literally 1v1 the Meloetta, which is one of your biggest threats. His spikes killed the Darkrai, so literally Shuckle was responsible for killing both the Delta Meloetta and Darkrai on a Darkness team. So then you're like, well, there goes your two hyper offensive mons. Obviously, you still got Delta Typhlosion, but still. Alright, so then he swaps in, smacks him with close combat.
Eating that close combat's kind of crazy. Yeah. Icicle Crash or no? Yeah, close combat. He, I think, was Lumberry Regirock, which was interesting. Rocky Helmet, I think, would have been better here.
I am right.
If you're going to use it as a defensive tank.
I would just like to say, look at that. Here's my boy. My boy's actually clicked Flamethrower. See what happens when you click Flamethrower? You win, Meowdoria. You win if you click Flamethrower. That a boy.
Yeah, until it does like 5% to this Metagross. 26% it ate that.
Well, the big joke was week 1, he literally lost because he didn't click Flamethrower. He tried to set up in front of a... He tried to set up and just got absolutely smacked. So.
And that was a crit.
Yeah, one thing I have noticed, by the way, is these teams are definitely liking the toxic moves.
I know, like, everything has toxic. It's crazy.
A nice little Will-O-Wisp, gets cured by Lumberry, gets a toxic off, yay. So now the question is, how's Meowdoria gonna break through the Regirock? Everything's poison now, baby. 1, poison 2, poison 3, poison 4, poison.
Ate the body press. It didn't matter, but...
So now it's which team is going to die to poison first.
No, literally. Well, and Meowdoria has that U-turn switch core, so he can always reset the
Yep.
toxic counter, whereas the Regirock has to switch and lose momentum, you know?
Which is what steering kind of did here, being able to swap out, get that toxic reset for Regirock.
I don't think it matters. I think without, yeah.
Yeah, then here comes Dragapult being able to click Dragon Darts once and twice.
Do you know if Meowdoria had the ghost move on the Dragapult?
So the only good ghost move that Dragapult gets is Poltergeist, which the fact that Regirock used up its Lumberry.
Well, the other thing is you know that, just so you know, and Meowdoria knows that Phantom Force goes in one turn in the darkness.
Oh, that's kind of techy. I didn't know that, huh? Interesting.
So it skips the charge turn in the darkness.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I actually did not know that. That's kind of cool. I'll definitely have to do that. Alrighty, now we get to go ahead and get into my match against GDP, which won heavily against your partner Mark last week. What was it? 6-0, 5-0? I think he's 6-0.
We were both 5-0'd.
Yeah, so this was me putting a little chip on my shoulder because first of all, I am GDP's dad because I always spank his ass. First of all, second off, I had to revenge my boys over here. I cannot express this enough how much I dislike the stupid fish, and watching how
the fish is annoying.
Yes, and
especially with like pairing it with something like multi-scale. Delta Arcanine could be really scary.
Yeah, so this was definitely I had a little chip on my shoulder for this week because between me always spanking him, between me hating the fish and then me having to get revenge for my boys. I definitely had a game plan, which we'll see that the game went exactly how I planned, and I was able to get exactly where I needed to be to secure.
Note the Delta Shucklebrain.
Bro, I love Delta Shuckle, man. So this was actually, let me just say.
Why am I the Stunfisk? That's what I want to know.
I could not tell you. I definitely could not tell you, but I definitely will say that. So I brought this Mega Pidgeot just for this Stunfisk. This was an Assault Vest Mega Pidgeot. Mm-hmm. I also brought it for the Melmetal to throw out Intimidate, but as soon as I saw this, I know that I don't have a good swap it with that Stunfisk, so it's kind of just like, this kind of did its job. Let's just take a few turns, knock it down a little bit.
But you didn't even Mega. Why didn't you Mega?
It's not Mega.
Oh, you said Mega. Sorry, I got confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. Peep me again, clicking a freaking button without megaing, by the way.
That's crazy.
That is only my third time. I forget to click. And by the way, the only removal he has is Mortal Spin, so huge crit, by the way. And here's my Shuckle to deal with the Zarude. Iron Barbs, Rocky Helmet, usual set. Let's go. Here's this annoying ass freaking thing.
Well, and that makes it really good for you because flip turn. You don't want to flip turn and lose all that on your Iron Barbs Rocky Helmet.
Correct. Look at the fish go down. Ah, how satisfying.
What is going?
That fish is freaking critting every single turn, by the way.
Literally.
And then unfortunately, I really wanted to go for Earth Power, but I really had to get the balloon popped. So, and in the end of the day, it did its job. Stupid fish.
You guys haven't unlocked the true power of the Terrapagoat yet.
Well, I haven't used it for the sweet power yet.
Clicking a raw Terra Starstorm was crazy without actually like clicking Calm Mind first.
I went to pop the balloon, man. I knew it was out there. I needed that balloon gone, not only so it could attack it with earth power, but with my other ground mons. But
I think Scale Shot still just kills it. At +2, I think Scale Shot kills. I
well,
mean, if you
it's not just
that's
for the
given you
hackers.
hit.
It was
Are you
more
loaded
for
dice?
yes, but it was more so for like the Medicham and stuff in the back. Because the Medicham doesn't really have anything else to hit it with besides Earth Power. But I will say, this turn right here, this was the prep. My whole game plan I knew was I'm going to use this stupid ass fish against GDP. And it was kind of like, this is the scenario. This is the exact situation I wanted to be in. Because as soon as I got a free Swords Dance up, I knew I was good to go. Which this set is loaded dice with Scale Shot. Now the only scary thing here was if he had close combat
Encore. Or
Encore. That is correct. But technically he was even slower there, which I don't know why the heck he was slower there. He just messed up the speed investments.
Even if that was, go back to that last turn, because even if that was multi-scale, the really good thing about having Scale Shot is you break the multi-scale on your first hit, and then you're still gonna kill it.
Yeah, which actually this was scale, because I guess unless he went inner focus, but I would have doubted. Usually you go Intimidate or multi-scale, and the fact
you only
that
have one Intimidate, man.
Yeah, but the fact that Intimidate didn't go off here kind of shows that it had to have been multi-scale. Unless it was inner focus.
Unless he was inner focus, but... Oh no, it was definitely multi-scale because the first hit only did 24%, and then the second one did like almost 50.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was the big thing. Once I knew I got that Swords Dance up, and he's going to sit there and go for his Scald. The reason I went for Swords Dance again right there
is just in case it burned?
Well, no, it wasn't that. It was more so for the Mega Venusaur. I knew I wouldn't one-shot it unless I was at +3.
Gotcha.
And that was just that. That was just that. Haxorus doing friggin' Haxorus things.
Nice.
Alright, and then we're going to go into the last game, which is going to be... This was one of my favorites, but this is Prince versus Serathim. Let's make sure I don't do volume. And this is where we see our tiny dog of the week, a.k.a. Serathim's Darkrai. Here we go. Get a bulk up off. Taunts it. Alright. Decides to swap right into... Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's like, it's gone, bro.
The hard swap is just such an interesting... Like... it's just so unlike Serathim to make a switch like that. Especially like a mon like Darkrai, where you kind of really want to sack something to get it in safely.
So I will say right here,
and it's a fighting type. Like, what if it clicked something like Drain Punch on the Switch?
Well, the only hard thing is the fact that Serathim does not have, like, Prince knew that ground was going to be good into him, hence the reason he went bulk up. Because any mon hit with a ground move, you have Electivire super effective, Magmortar super effective, Toxapex super effective. Hoopa doesn't want to take any
physical move ever.
So I guess this was just like, oh well, let's hope Darkrai can tank it. But just like your Darkness sweep, well, I guess one of your Darkness sweeper mons, but just throwing it away right here. I just thought Spiritomb couldn't have done anything to this. Like, you don't have like Will-O-Wisp or anything, or I was kind of shocked that move. I was just like, oh damn, there it goes. Like, I was really shocked that that's how that kind of transpired, but...
Right. Like, this is where we start, like, stalling each other out, and I was really confused why Prince was just staying in and clicking Poltergeist. Oh, no, not yet. It happens later. It's right now. Why are we just clicking Poltergeist over and over?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, he just recovers...
Yeah,
he out heals you, and eventually, is this Amoonguss a poison type?
It's Ghost Dark. No, it's Ghost Dark.
So like you just get poisoned, and then
with Prankster and Intimidate, I don't know. For me, I feel like he hasn't been using. Week 1 he played me, and then week 2 here. I don't feel like he's been using Delta Mugus, right? I mean, you got Prankster and Intimidate. I don't think I've seen it do nothing but click Poltergeist. You know, knock off Poltergeist, which I mean isn't bad, but I mean I don't think this mon can be used for doing a lot more.
Which I actually learned Poltergeist knockoff is like not a good combination because if you knock off, then you can't click Poltergeist anymore.
Yeah.
I tried to run that set on my Spiritu, but it's just not good synergy.
Yeah. Which peeped the Magnet Rise. That was kind of huge.
Yeah, that was cool. But he never clicked a ground. It would have been cool if he clicked a ground move.
Yeah, I guess it kind of just like kept him from doing it. I will say this did confuse me though. I guess this was Scarf.
Yeah. Did we think that he wasn't Scarf?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's been playing like it's Scarfed. He outsped the Typhlosion, so.
Yeah, and I guess with that also, I mean, yeah, this has to be been Scarf, but I don't know.
And I mean, nothing really wants to take a Hyperspace Fury, I guess.
Yeah, but I guess my big thing is why do you swap it in is the question. Like,
right. Unless he thought he was going to be booster speed and then wasn't. Like maybe he thought he was going to be booster speed and then was attack instead.
That could be something, yeah.
Because you have to run you can't run full EVs on special attack if you want to be booster speed. You have to do like max speed, and then I think it's like 236 or something.
Yeah, so here is where Blaziken got its award. Because this thing, I mean, priority flying,
Esperwing is psychic, I think.
No, yeah. But it just being able to be out there and be able to chunk. I mean, right now you're looking at a 2v3, and here comes there's the priority flying move.
Air slash, yeah.
I mean, you just see
burn doesn't even matter because you're a special attacker.
Correct. I mean, Prince just being able to kind of bring this back and being able to turn that 3v2 to a 2v1, gets a little bit of chip on it. Next thing you know, lowers its defense. So here comes, like that. Obviously, that's multi-scale. So just being able to click for a U-turn, and there's that.
Yeah. I mean, Serathim played really well. The only thing that I would say is switching the Darkrai in on the Earthquake was a little bit iffy, but other than that, like I think he played really well. Played to his outs, you know. Just needed to get, I would say, probably some more use out of the Delta Elective Iron Magmortar, but like I said, I think this is the Radiant's comeback. I think they're gonna come back from this.
We definitely will see. Alrighty, now let's go ahead. Let's go back real quick and let's go over some transactions that we have for the week. Alrighty, let's go over some of these transactions. I believe I did these by division. So first up, we should have the Mega Division. Let's go ahead and take a look. I lied. I started with the Delta Division, maybe? Or
yeah, this is Delta.
Or I just totally did not go through. So this is actually your teammate, Mark. You probably have more to say about it. Go ahead and give some insight for everybody.
I liked Mark's team before. I liked the changes he made too. I think he's got some really nice defensive pieces while also still having some scary offensive pawns like Simple Delta Crustle and Excadrill hits hard, and I mean there's some cool utility in there too, like Petrarunt and Delta Pikachu, little baby turtle. I've noticed that all of the Regis kind of do the same thing. They're all like really bulky, and they all just kind of want to like sit on the field for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing is the deltas for the Regis. All of them just got arguably better typings.
Yeah, like water's way better than ice defensively, and ground is better than rock defensively. So I agree with that. I think the only one that I think kind of loses out from its change form is Registeel.
Yeah.
Becoming a fire type from being one of the best types in the game is kind of like, it's okay, but I overall really like I know nothing about Delta Bisharp. That's like one of the few deltas I literally know nothing about. So I've tried, like when we prep, I like keep having to look at its moveset and its stats, and
Yeah,
you know.
I do know the big change I like is I know Mark really wanted to come in and try out Delta Dragonite, and it was drafted before him,
Yeah.
so he wasn't able to get it. So now that he got it, I feel like he's really kind of happy about that. Though grabbing that in addition to Delta Regice, I was kind of like, why do you want two water types?
Well, they both really work
Uh,
differently. Delta Regice is more of a defensive water type, whereas Delta Dragonite like hits hard and is a good like pivoting water type.
yeah. Alrighty. I'm kind of sad to see Delta Caesar kind of go, and I love the tech of Slow King baton passing into Delta Caesar
Yeah,
or
the chili
chili
reception.
receptioning. But I don't know. I guess if he feels more comfortable, I feel
It
like
was a
he's sort of
cool
some.
tech. We really liked Slow King because originally he wanted to like be able to trick room and then chili reception into like the Mega Spiritomb. Like it just takes a couple of turns to set. Like a lot of these mons like Delta Scizor and Mega Spiritomb with the way we had them set up was they took a lot of like setup to get going, and so like I think this team that he's got now has much more like raw offensive
Yeah, just that
power.
immediate pressure.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to go into Abyssal, which, yep, nope, I technically didn't do this by division. So this is Abyssal in the Mega Division. He went ahead and made a few changes. More so seems like the bottom parts of his draft. He decided to get rid of Delta Drifloon, which I'm very sad about. And kind of decided to go with a bunch of mons that are no longer Delta anymore, which is kind of sad.
I really like the Iron Moth pickup. I think it's really good for him. Covers some of his weaknesses. It pairs really well with Mega Flygon or with regular Flygon while it has um Levitate. Other than that, the only thing I noticed about his team is it's really weak to ground right now. Um
Yeah, I mean he did get Araquanid, which is gonna give him webs, and I guess he does have Hisuian Decidueye now with Electros that either resist
or
are
immune, yeah.
immune. So I mean I see what he did here. I guess his big thing was he wanted webs, and I think he just thought some of his struggles for the first 2 weeks he thought he could fix here. So we'll definitely
I
see.
think he did. Overall I like the team better now. I think the Iron Moth is again more like immediate offensive pressure. If you get a booster speed on your Iron Moth, like you can kind of run away with the game almost.
Yeah,
Iron Moth
boost.
gets really good coverage,
Yeah.
like Dazzling Gleam, Discharge. Um, I think it just if you get like a singular boost with Fiery Dance or even like a Power or Meteor Beam set, you're just kind of like off to the races.
That is correct. Alrighty, let's jump on to the next one. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I messed up there. Yeah. Hey, look, it's Abyssal again, huh? Alright, here you are. Go ahead and go over. You made a few changes. Go ahead and let us know what you did and why.
I did. I did. I think I just wasn't happy with like how I don't think I was comfortable with how the team played, first of all, and second of all, everybody says that Delta Arcanine is like a top 5 mon. It just is like never good in any matchup. Like one Dragon Dance isn't really enough to get it like hitting really hard. I was really excited to pick up Delta Arcanine because I really liked the Dragon Dance extreme speed combo where you get stab on extreme speed. Um, I thought that was really cool, but it wasn't doing enough damage ever.
I will say I haven't got to use it, but I really did want to see that stab extreme speed with like a choice band or something like that.
I even tried that in prep, and it just like even choice band like max attack, it's just not like hitting hard enough. You've only got like I think a 10 110 attack stat or something like that. So, which is obviously nothing to scoff at, but you kind of want to boost when going. There's so many defensive mons in this format that like you really need to be able to like wall break, and Delta Arcanine just wasn't doing it for me.
Fair enough.
Torrentee and Goldango I really like. I'm keeping them, obviously. The Lele was kind of just like a speed control option, plus a hard-hitting fairy type. Mega Zebstrika needs to Mega Evolve to get the fairy typing, and I didn't really want to deal with that. I liked Mega Zeb, but I think that like Tapu Lele, first of all, has more offensive pressure, and the Psychic Terrain's also really helpful. What else did I switch? Oh, the Spiritomb over the Swoobat. Just to play around with darkness. Delta Mega Lucario is a dark type, and then Hoopa Unbound too. Plus Goldango's ghost moves get boosted. It just felt like a good little like addition at the end. Kind of was shocked it was still available.
Yeah, I definitely think some of the changes you did are definitely gonna benefit you. I mean, having a hard hitting fairy is never a bad thing to scoff at. Plus, the Lele can function pretty well defensively with his typing. I mean, I definitely think some of the changes you made, I definitely like them. I have no idea what the hell Delta Pikachu does, and the fact that both of you and Mark have it, I'm definitely interested to see what it does here in the future.
I don't want to reveal any of the techs, but
That's what.
there's some cool cooks coming with it.
Oh, we shall see. We play you week 4, so I definitely will be seeing it here soon.
Prepare to get destroyed.
Oh, alright, let's
Just
go
kidding.
over some of what Yuji did. So Yuji was the one that dropped he
No, Pixel gave Delta Dragonite to Mark. Yuji's in my division.
Yeah, we're back to I organized this so bad. So we're back to your division. So yep, this was he went from, it seems like he went from more of like a
sun mode with no sunsetter.
Yeah, he went for I don't know. This team screams like throw a fucking sunsetter on and just go from there.
And it did. We finally got Soul Rock, which sets the sun in this game. But I think it's a threatening team. Delta Noivern's really fast. It gets solar power, but I'm pretty sure that solar power only boosts your special attack stat, not your attack. So if we're gonna run solar power, make sure we're running like a special set. Delta Hoopa is definitely interesting. I'm excited to see what it does. I think it's a flying and something type. Our Chaladon in the sun is definitely an interesting choice, but again, I'm excited to see what he decides to do with it. Cyclizar is a great spinner, but you don't really need another spinner when you have the best spinner in the format with Great Tusk.
Yeah, he did give a home to your Mega Zipstrika, so...
He did, which, like I said, Mega Zipstrika is not a bad mon. It's very fast. It kind of like forces you to, when you're prepping against it, you kind of really have to bring a Scarf mon, or Mega Zipstrika can just run away with the game.
Yeah, I do definitely think the changes he made is more coherent. His team has that much more synergy now, and I feel like he actually has a sun mode he can go for. I feel like he picked up some strong, just general mons. And he also helped pick up some mons that don't necessarily have to function in the sun, too.
I agree. I think that, like, it's really ground week now, but other than that, like, the Mega Gothitelle was cool. I still, to this day, I prepped against this team, and I still don't understand how Mega Gothitelle's ability works. I can't tell if it adds on the ghost typing, or if it just becomes the ghost. I can't tell.
I can't tell. I can't tell you either, so...
But I think these changes are for the better. I like the changes he made.
Yeah, so we definitely will see if that can help him get some success in the future. Now, Steering just did a single change.
Delta Arcanine.
Yeah, he just basically traded Delta Arcanine traded Mega Delta Typhlosion for Arcanine.
Oh, he doesn't have a Mega now.
No, he has no Mega now, but I mean, yeah. Apparently he likes his Delta Arcanine, and he's definitely committing heavily into his Darkness team as he has been. So we'll definitely see. I mean, it seems like both mons you dropped found a new home, so we'll definitely.
Yeah, they're not, like I said, they're not bad mons. They just didn't really fit my playstyle that well. And maybe he'll be able to use Delta Arcanine to more success than I did. 3 19-point mons is kind of crazy, but then you also have to balance that out with 2 1-pointers, so...
Yeah.
And like a Dusknoir that I don't really ever see being super helpful.
Yep, so I mean, we'll definitely see. I mean, it's definitely a trade. I mean, you take an 18-point mon and a 1-point mon, and you trade that for Arcanine, I don't know. We'll definitely see here in the future if that's going to work out for him.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go, Serathim coming in with his early struggles. He's decided to make some changes. That being picking up Mark's Mark's
Mega
Mega
Spiritomb.
Spiritomb, and then committing more into the darkness, grabbing a Lunatone. Um, yeah, I definitely think he definitely went from a, hey, yeah, I like darkness, I'm gonna go through, you're gonna have to deal with my Hooper and Bound and Darkrai, to now he's kind of like, yeah, I'm going into darkness, I have, instead of regular Spiritomb, I have Mega Spiritomb, and guess what, that's another absolute just nuke in darkness. Then guess what? He's going to pick up Lunatone at 1 point Mon that sets up darkness. So
Yeah, I think the giving yourself another option to set up the night is good, the new moon, and also Mega Spiritomb having like I think it has what like a base 130 attack stat and still has like tough claws. So
yep,
I think good changes.
yep. It seems like it's another Mon that was rehomed. So we'll definitely see. I'll definitely be interested to see which Mon that got moved is going to impact this new team the most. Prince made some minor changes as well. It was mostly just his bottom tiers. He dropped
Looks like he swapped Shaman
Yeah, he
for
just did Shaman for
Gorbis.
Gorbis. Um, I think Gorbis has just like a sweet potential or something like that. I think he gets like Shell Smash or something. I don't know. I mean,
I think it does get Shell Smash.
I personally loved Shaman. I love Shaman as a Mon, as a grass type. It's just so versatile. I really like it. So I don't necessarily like this, but I definitely see how he performs with it.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we went over.
We already did Mark.
We already did this. Haha.
And we did, I think.
No.
Oh, we didn't do Wyatt.
Here's Wyatt. So Wyatt made a lot of changes. He basically went from his Mon. I think me and Mark roasting him off his draft from having nothing but most regular Mons to now he picked up a bunch of Delta Mons, and he picked up Mega Delta Pidgeot.
I'm pretty sure does Mega Delta Pidgeot get... Does it get Intimidate?
I know it gets Intimidate as its base, so at least swapping in, it will still has that. It still will drop the attack that first turn.
Oh no, but the nice thing about Mega Delta Pidgeot is it also has Intimidate, so your Intimidate will proc twice.
Yeah.
So when you go in and you switch it in, it'll proc your Intimidate, and then when you Mega, it'll proc it again.
Yeah, physical attackers are gonna hate you. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think though.
I like this team.
Yeah,
I don't know what Delta Hoopa does, but I'm excited to see what it does.
Yeah, it got picked. It wasn't drafted, but it was picked up in both leagues.
It's a pure flying type with Cloud 9, so I guess it works as like a weather disruptor for those darkness teams. And
yeah.
Delta Chandelure is really cool. Zeraora is a good pick. Delta Scyther, when Mark drafted Delta Scizor, he had considered Delta Scyther over Scizor. So I'm excited to see that get used. Metagross Ruin is excellent. It gets Diamond Storm, which can double its defense. It gets Rockhead, Wood Hammer, Head Smash. Kind of just goes crazy.
Yeah, I definitely think he kind of style-wise kept the team similar, but just traded for a bunch of Delta Mons, and yeah, I'm excited. I think of all the teams, this is the one that going. I mean, he went from having only 1, 2, 3 Delta Mons to having now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, with this being a Surgeons, you gotta have fun, and I think a low key pickup is this Delta Magmar.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it does. Eviolite plus maybe like Mega Launcher. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how it goes. And that's going to end the recaps for week 2. I'd like to thank everyone that stayed on till the end of the video. But also, shout out to Alpha for joining us. We have 3 weeks in a row where we have different guys joining. So if you guys are in the league, go ahead and hit me up if you want to, by chance, join along on the video. And then Alpha, once again, thank you.
Of course, thanks for having me.
And thank you everybody for watching again, and we'll go ahead and see you guys next week. Laters.